The 8th African Conference on Sexual Health and Rights is being held in Johannesburg until this coming Friday. The theme of the conference is advancing the sexual health and reproductive rights of girls and women in Africa. Attending the conference is the United Nations Under Secretary General Dr. Natalia Kanem, who is also the Executive Director at the United Nations Population Fund. Dr. Karen, good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
And I suppose congratulations are in order for this new appointment.
Thank you very much.
How are you finding it?
Well, it's been very exciting, because it allows me to tell the story of a 10-year-old girl. Like my friend Letty, who is growing up, she has her dreams, and sexual and reproductive health is going to be part of her coming into womanhood. I want her to be safe, I want her to be secure, I want her to be informed so that she's not victimized by sexual and reproductive health concerns that can have a lifelong effect on her and on her future children.
And this topic really, it's regarded as taboo. It's not something that parents are able to communicate with their daughters.
Very true. And I think it's important to note that even in a wonderful country like South Africa, where you have a constitution that is admired the world over, a constitution that guarantees sexual and reproductive health and rights, many young women, especially rural women, women who are marginalized, girls who are coming of age, they don't get information so that even the protections which the law allows isn't interpreted at their level. So I think it's really important for parents to talk to their children, for teachers, for the health professions, to be very friendly and open and don't judge someone who is asking questions about especially how to protect herself from pregnancy too young.
True. Because every year we seem to talk about sexual health and the rights of women and girls in Africa, but more and more we're seeing these rights infringed upon.
We do. And for UNFPA, the United Nations Population Fund, we have three aims. One of them is to make sure that no woman dies while giving birth. In a country like South Africa and in our continent, which is the youngest continent on the face of the earth, many of the people who we say are women dying in childbirth are really girls. So getting pregnant too young is a danger to life. The other issue that we're very concerned about is the question of sexual and gender-based violence. So again, information, protection, safety, security, these are things that can make sex and sexuality very enjoyable at the right time, at the moment of the choosing of the person. So it's a very important...
At the right time, indeed. And we've seen in developing countries in Africa and in some in Asia that there are millions of unintended pregnancies. You and I were talking about teenage pregnancies during the ad break. And there are also millions and millions of unsafe abortions.
Exactly. Unintended pregnancy is a calamity for a woman or a girl. And this is why we're proud to support Condom Week here in South Africa this week. Because protecting yourself from unintended pregnancy, as well as
HIV and AIDS as well.
Exactly, with almost 2,000 new infections in the country every week. It's so important for girls to know how to negotiate a relationship, how to make sure that you respect your own health, safety, sexuality, and that your partner also understands very well the nature of choice. I'd also like to say that contraception is the best protection against unintended pregnancy because it can also lead to unsafe abortion, which is a killer of women. Therefore, the ability to plan your life, your family, to finish your schooling, to be able to live that life where you can participate in society, very crucial.
Yeah, and what's the common consensus really, Doctor, in the UN about South Africa? Is it a positive outlook for us?
Absolutely. I think that, again, you have the precious example this year of Madiba's 100th anniversary. That's a legacy for the world, and we're very excited in participating on July 18th. I also believe that South Africa is a member of the United Nations that really stands for social justice. So important, again, when we're thinking about issues that affect our young people and the demographic dividend when a country as young as South Africa, when a continent as young as the African continent invests in young people, this is when we're going to see a real bonus.
True, yeah. And of course, I would also love to hear your opinion about the current political developments. Surely you may have heard that former President Jacob Zuma resigned last night. What's your take on that from the UN point of view?
These are momentous times, and we're sure that going forward, South Africa is going to invest in especially the young girl. That's what we're looking forward to.
All right, Dr. Kanem, we have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for coming through, and all the best with the conference ending tomorrow. Thank you very much to Dr. Natalia Kanem, who is the United Nations Under Secretary General, and the UNFP, of course. He's the Executive Director, and I see you coming closer.
And I'm sneaking on you. Thank you so much for a wonderful discussion.
I appreciate it. This has been awesome.
Well, thank you so much to you at home. I'm going to ask you to stay here. Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you so much for watching Morning Live.